There are a lot of mysterious mountains out there we can talk about, but for right now, let's start talking about these ones. From mountains shrouded in ancient mysteries to the highest peak in our solar system, here are the most dangerous and mysterious mountains. Hey guys, this is American Eye, bringing you another great video. Number 12. Mount Shasta. A sacred location for the Klamath tribe, this time across the border into California, Mount Shasta rises 13,000 feet into the sky and is the state's 5th tallest mountain. This impressive stratovolcano has erupted once every 800 years on average, and this might have an explanation behind their folklore. This place is almost like a Native American Mount Olympus, and they discuss gods who lived at the top of the mountain. One of the beings descended and became the chief of the tribe. Mythical legends have endured throughout the ages, which include immortals throwing hot lava rocks at each other. Many are drawn by this enigmatic mountain and even believe there's some type of lost civilization hidden away in the caves. Number 11. Brown Mountain. Many have reported seeing what's known as the Brown Mountain Lights, and there's not a single explanation for them, except for... Anyways, people have been getting lost here ever since the Cherokee tribes began telling legends around 1200 AD. One story goes that a person went missing here while hunting, and when a search party got sent to go look for him, they went missing as well. Other stories have been told about a young woman wandering off into the woods to see what the light was. Not only did she go missing, but everyone who looked for her also went missing. Notice the pattern here? Many people have claimed to see the light, and there is some video footage out there of it too. What could the people who disappeared possibly know about this place, and is it a case of alien abduction? Number 10. Mauna Kea. Mauna Kea is the highest peak in the state of Hawaii, reaching nearly 14,000 feet, and the native Hawaiians find this place to be sacred. From the peak of this massive dormant volcano, amazing views of the cosmos can be seen due to the darkness of the ocean surrounding it. For this reason, it's also sought after by astronomers who want to build a massive telescope to peer into the final frontier. Native Hawaiians protested the construction of the Mauna Kea telescope on this sacred volcano. They claim that it's from here where spirits of supreme beings, divine entities live, and the meeting place for the god of the sky and Mother Earth. It's also believed to be a holy burial ground. Many people protested the construction of the telescope, and in 2015, Native Hawaiians held a large gathering to block entrance to it and were arrested by authorities. Number 9. Bosnian Pyramid Mountain. Okay, so there's really two things this thing could be. It's either a mountain or the largest and oldest pyramid ever built. Many archaeologists and geologists have debated this controversial landscape in the Balkans, and its shape is mysterious enough to make it on the list. If we're wrong about this one actually being a mountain, how could it change history? Well, it could indicate the existence of the most advanced ancient civilization that no one has ever seen before. Number 8. Navajo Mountain. Located in southwest Utah in Monument Valley, this is the highest peak in the Navajo Nation Reserve and considered to be the area where the first Navajo ever settled. It plays a huge role in Navajo culture and is often the setting for their mythical legends. Evidence from other people such as the Anasazi have also been discovered here, and the Navajo also believe it's haunted by spirits of this tribe. The southwest of the United States can get quite dry at times, and they believe that this mountain plays a vital role to bring rain and fresh water to their people. Number 7. Mount Blanc. Europe's tallest peak of Mount Blanc is fairly mysterious in some ways, considering the only way you're allowed to get to the top is with a helicopter. It's also considered to be home to hidden treasure after an airplane carrying a large amount of gems from India crashed into it. But good luck trying to find those. There's sapphires, rubies, emeralds, and they're all flung through the sky and swallowed up by the snow. It's estimated that the amount of treasure that could be here is roughly worth $300,000, but that's only if you can find it. Some claim they actually have the treasure in their possession, but they only released this photo and it's covered up in a bag. An astonishing 12,516 feet above sea level, and you'd certainly feel like you're on the top of the world. Any form of hiking or camping at the summit of Mount Blanc is strictly forbidden. Even if you are able to make it to the top, this hotel here is about as close as you're going to get. It's known as the Refuge de Goûter. Bon voyage. Number 6. Half Dome Yosemite. This massive granite dome is found on the eastern end of Yosemite, and it looks like some giant just chopped the mountain in half. There have been many daring attempts to conquer the peak of the Half Dome since 1875, which rises 4,737 feet above the valley floor. It's a little bit easier now with the installation of cable routes, but still a challenge nonetheless. The peak is actually known to attract lightning strikes, so hikers need to be aware of the weather conditions before climbing up this strange geological formation. Trees falling during storms also causes additional problems. Number 5. Angel's Landing. Found at Zion National Park in Utah, this well-known hiking location doesn't just look unusual, it's also quite dangerous, especially to those who aren't taking the hike seriously. This formation juts out from the floor 1,488 feet and provides spectacular views of the valley below. The trail to get to the top has been known to be extremely strenuous, and there's no mattress at the bottom in case you fall. There's been 5 recorded fatalities recorded by park officials here, and there's only a chain to help you get to the top. The layers of the rock date back to 270 million years ago. Number 4. Cheyenne Mountain. This was built during the Cold War as a military installation and is capable of withstanding multiple nuclear strikes, chemical warfare attacks, and most importantly, biological attacks in case of a full-blown apocalypse. The 25-ton blast-proof doors won't be easy enough to get through with just a battering ram. Also, no one's gonna let you in. There's certainly something mysterious going on here at this mountain. Cheyenne Mountain is often referred to as the Fortress of America. The complex is also a small city underneath 2,000 feet of solid granite and is basically the biggest, baddest nuclear bunker ever made. No one knows exactly what's going on here, but it's known that they do have their own nuclear power plant close by and is quite fortified for an isolated place. There's far more armed guards and security here than the Pentagon. All kinds of accommodations are found here with plenty of guns and ammunition just in case. Number 3. Olympus Mons. Allow us to take a quick trip to the planet Mars to discuss the largest geological structure in the solar system, Olympus Mons, and you can see it rather clearly in this image popping out of the surface. This was captured by the Phoenix Mars lander in 2008, and this volcano rises 13.6 miles high. If you put this thing on Earth, you could tell it would be about as large as the country of France. Although the slopes aren't too steep, with that much size at the base, it wouldn't be clear theoretically for a person to know that they were actually at the summit of this. The slope of the volcano would actually cover up the horizon even if it was on a clear day. The real mystery about this place is that it could be active or it might not be. Scientists feel as though right now Olympus Mons is just dormant and might be taking a quick break before it erupts again someday. Oh yeah, and maybe there's aliens too, who knows. Number 2. Mount Kilimanjaro. With part of the name sounding like Kill a Man, it's safe to assume it's a little bit dangerous. You can tell there's not as much snow as some of the other ones, but it definitely still has its obstacles. Some have claimed that climbing the tallest mountain in Africa is one of the most dangerous things you could possibly do in your life. About 1,000 people are evacuated each year, while 10 might not make it out alive. Some believe that number could actually be higher. The reason for this is typically from altitude sickness, like on many high mountains. Climbers claim that altitude enemas or hypothermia can happen at any time, no matter how hard you've trained or what you work out. Getting up a 19,000-foot tall mountain is certainly no easy task. Many guidelines are given to each climber brave enough to take on this extreme challenge. But it almost seems just too easy to get hurt. As opposed to Mount Blanc, there have been no reports of cliff falls, but avalanches and rocks falling are a whole nother story. And unlike most mountains, this mountain is actually home to some honey badgers, so watch out. And number 1, the Caucasus Mountains. The Caucasus Mountains in Russia seem to be the setting for much mystery and dispute ever since ancient times. There are various displays of houses known as dolmen. These have puzzled archaeologists ever since they were discovered. Many say they're about 25,000 years old, while others believe they're only about 4,000 years old. It's not just that though. Rumors have spread about there being the last remaining tribe of Neanderthals living within the caves.